Hello.
Oh, that's it. Okay, we're here. Welcome back to the Batcave again. We're still here with our special guest, Nana, and we wanted to ask Nana some questions, or I wanted to ask Nana some questions specifically about Buc-ee's. We did a video a few days ago about Buc-ee's, and we just read reviews. Basically, I am a huge fan of Buc-ee's. He's never been to one and is not excited about them at all. I'm super thrilled about Buc-ee's. Love them. I'm a huge fan. And you're a truck driver, former truck driver. Have you ever been to a Buc-ee's?
I have.
What do you think about Buc-ee's?
I think they're awesome. They have fuel pumps that you wouldn't believe, rows and rows of them.
Yes.
It's not like 2 or 3 at a convenience store.
It's huge.
Very large.
And they come from Texas.
Come from Texas.
Everything's bigger in Texas.
I don't know. Let's see what they're going to do with Ruston next.
Okay, yeah. So Buc-ee's is coming to Ruston.
It's coming to Ruston. I understand they're doing some work on the service roads to have access to the location.
Okay. I'm trying not to sneeze. I'm sorry. So, when we were reading the Buc-ee's reviews, someone said that they don't allow truck drivers in Buc-ee's, and I felt the need to correct them and say, yes, truck drivers are welcome, but the trucks are not.
This is true, which this creates a problem.
Yes.
If that's the only mode of transportation a driver has, how's he going to get to Buc-ee's?
Right. So you were saying when we were talking before we started recording, you said when I said trucks aren't allowed at Buc-ee's, you said,
how did they get the material there to build the place?
yeah, you said want to bet. That's what you said. Because deliveries have to be made. So when they say truck drivers aren't allowed at Buc-ee's, I think what they're saying probably is they don't have showers. They don't have anywhere for the truckers to get fuel. Like the big trucks aren't allowed to come in. Like you're a truck driver, you're allowed there when you're off, when you're not working, when you're in your personal vehicle, but not when you're in your
pretty much. There's
big
some
rig.
reasons that they would not want a truck there.
Yeah.
For one thing, they're asphalt, concrete, whatever they're using for parking.
Yeah.
It's not going to be thick enough to support 80,000 pounds or so.
Okay.
So that would be the primary. Next is don't bring that truck in here and park it and get in a car with somebody and drive off and leave it on our parking lot.
Yeah.
And don't throw your trash out.
Yeah.
You know, there's pros and cons to it, but drivers feel like if I'm in here spending my money, my truck should be allowed.
Yeah. And there are, I'm sure, like owner operators and stuff who probably really feel upset about that. Maybe I don't know. No,
truck driver's a truck driver. There, you know,
Okay.
they will always. They want to get their fuel. They want something to eat. They want a shower.
Yeah.
And they want decent service.
Yes.
Yes.
Speaking of, so I want to know, in your many years of experience, and you drove cross country, and
For a while, yes.
Did you ever go into Canada and Mexico?
I walked into Mexico. I couldn't take a commercial vehicle across the border, but I've been in Canada several times.
With the truck?
Yes, with a truck.
Okay. So, just thinking about truck stops in general, are there any truck stops that have really great reputations? Like, this is where you want to stop? And I understand it's been a while. It's been a while since you've done, across the country.
Yeah, it's been a long time, yes.
So, but back when you were driving, were there any that had a really great reputation for
There were a few, yeah.
which ones?
Oh,
Don't remember.
we're going to name names?
Name names. We want to know.
The Flying J was awesome. There's, yes, you see some of those around and about.
And they're now associated with Pilot, because I stop at Pilot, like Pilot/Flying J. I stop there almost every day after work and get a cup of coffee. I love them. So Flying J.
Truck Stops of America, the big TA signs, they were good back then.
Okay.
Of course, now Love's was taken off, and Pilot too. They were fairly young back in those days.
Now I stopped at a TA on the way to Vicksburg not long ago, and it was awful. I don't know if it's been bought by somebody and they just left the sign up, but it was.
Yeah, they're old.
Yeah.
They need to upgrade. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I remember back in the day that used to be the place to stop.
I'm telling you.
It was
the buffet
place
with awesome food.
to go. Yeah.
Get your fuel, get your shower, something to eat, you're good to go.
Yeah. So, as a trucker, when you would stop, what were you looking for in a truck stop?
Parking space.
Parking space.
Parking space.
That's a
lot
big
of times,
deal.
they get congested. There's never, I don't think, enough parking available
Okay.
for as many drivers as there is on the road.
Okay. Yeah. Me, just as a normal traveler, I'm always looking for clean bathrooms, and
Mhm.
I have to go to the bathroom all the time, and I'm like, where can I get a clean bathroom with soap?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Well, Stuckey's is closed now. They're out of
Oh.
business. That used to be. They guaranteed
Oh, really? Okay.
something to eat, little gift shop, and clean bathrooms.
Clean bathrooms. Yeah, it's a big deal for me.
Yeah, but they fell by the wayside a long time ago. Every once in a while, you'll still see an old Stuckey's building, but
Yeah.
then here comes the other companies like the Flying J, 76. The big orange thing with the 76
Yeah.
on it. There's several of those.
One that we just had open recently in our area, and I know they've had smaller gas stations for a while, but they opened a big truck stop,
Mm-hmm.
was a QT.
Mm-hmm.
And I stop there a lot. I haven't used their bathrooms, but I stop there, and I noticed they have a little parking area for truckers. I don't
Mhm.
know that they have showers or anything, but they've got parking scales, pumps, that type of thing. Is it important to have scales at the truck stop?
That sure makes it easier sometimes.
Okay.
If you're picking up a heavy load and you can't exceed 80,000 pounds, and you have to have it distributed. 12,000 on the front, 34 on the drives on the tractor, and then another 34 on the rear of the trailer.
Do you have any safety tips for truck stops?
I could write a book.
Oh no! Maybe we should. Maybe you should write one.
But no, just be aware of your surroundings.
Yeah, that's one thing I have to say about you, that you are aware. So Nana is my mother, and there would be times when we would be riding around together and we'd pass someone on the side of the road, and we'd get down the road a little bit. I don't know if you remember doing this to me, but I remember we'd get down the road and you'd be like, did you see that man back there? And I'd be like, yeah. And he would say, okay, what color was his shirt? And I wouldn't know, and you would kind of chastise me, look, you got to pay attention, you got to pay attention.
Get that detail in it. That actually comes from an accident that I witnessed. And when the officers come out to do a report, the
Yeah.
accident report, those details they need, da-da-da-da-da, I witnessed this, but I couldn't give him all the information, so I took my lesson. Hello, pay attention, look
Well,
around,
and in your
be
defense,
alert.
I've been in a situation where the police have been questioning me about an event that happened, and I couldn't remember the details, and I couldn't believe I could, details like, did he have a beard? And I'm like,
Mhm.
I know he had a mustache, but did he have a beard? I don't know. And I was so apologetic, and the officer was like, really, it's normal to not pay attention, especially when, you've been in a situation where you've been kind of, shocked or scared or whatever.
Mhm.
It's totally normal to, not remember those details. And I think even if you remember too much, that might be suspicious. It's kind of crazy, because a lot of people don't notice that type of stuff.
They truly don't.
Yeah.
But I felt like an idiot when he starts asking
did
these
too.
questions, so yes.
But I guess they're trying to see, what do you remember? Any little bit helps, I guess. Any little bitty thing.
Well, I think they're not looking for really small details. They're trying to get a general idea of the appearance. It's the same with police sketches.
Yeah.
So they're not trying to get an exact imitation of someone's face. They're trying to get the major details like the nose or the chin or the eyes.
Yeah.
Whatever stands out the most that other people
Mm.
can see.
Okay. Tattoos.
Definitely tattoos, scars would be another.
Yeah, that type of thing. A beard, though, you think you would notice if somebody had a beard. I did feel pretty dumb.
Yes, but as far as hair color and length and all this, wigs are too accessible for stuff like that. If you really
Yeah.
wanted to be malicious about something,
Yeah.
it's easy to disguise yourself.
But the,
Change shirts, different color shirts.
Yeah. Number one thing for safety, you say, if you don't remember anything else, remember to be aware,
Of what's around you.
look around.
Yes.
Mhm. And so many of us, especially these days, are looking at our phones. Yeah.
Guilty myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, is that it for Buc-ee's? Nana's
I
opinion
guess
on
so.
Buc-ee's and truck stops? Okay.
Okay. Goodbye.
Bye.